Welcome to Collection Speed Dating at Fort Ticonderoga. I am the curator, Matthew Cagle, and we're doing something a little bit different today. As many of you probably are, we're stuck at home, which means I can't sit down with the artifacts from Ticonderoga's collections. So we're trying something a bit different: online dating. That's right. I'm going to talk about some of the great objects in Fort Ticonderoga's collections, and if you're like me, many of you are probably feeling a little anxiety. And at times like these, I often try to find consolation in the words from the past and the experiences of the people who have come before us. So today I don't have an object, I have a letter. A letter that was written just less than 2 months after the United States was declared an independent nation from a soldier who had just arrived at Fort Ticonderoga. Let me read it for you. Ticonderoga, 16th August, 1776. My dear, I arrived at this place the 12th instant after a very fatiguing march through the woods with 75 of the company. The captain, lieutenant, ensign with the remainder of the company are not arrived yet. We had rain almost every day. We are very well fortified and ready for the king's troops if they see cause to pay us a visit. The troops that have been here this summer are sickly. Moses Harrington died about 10 days ago. Daniel Simmons and Samuel Munro are sick but like to recover. There is none sick of the smallpox, and it is thought there is no danger. By the last account from Canada, it is thought that the king's troops will not be like to come near us this summer. Our whole army are employed in fortifying this place, which will soon be strong enough, if well made, to stand a wrangle with all Britain. Thomas Dowman and William Crosby are well and desire to be remembered to their parents. Lexington men are in good health. If you will leave a letter at Buckman's, the post will bring it to me. I should be glad you would write to me, as I shall not rest easy till I hear from you by the next post. I hope to send you some money. My love to our little ones, as you and they are never out of my mind. My compliments to all friend. I remain, my dear, your loving husband, Edmund Munro. This letter I find meaningful for a lot of different reasons. Edmund Munro was actually already a veteran of service at Crown Point and Ticonderoga from the French and Indian War, and once again he was answering the call to reinforce the garrison as the American army retreated from Canada in the summer of 1776. And of course he mentions the presence of smallpox, one of the most dangerous infectious diseases of the 18th century that was well known to the soldiers of the Continental Army. And in fact, Ticonderoga was chosen as the location for the American stand in 1776 because it had not suffered from as severe an impact of smallpox as other military garrisons. But there's a hidden gem in this letter that I find particularly revealing. He says to his wife to leave a letter for him at Buckman's. Buckman's Tavern is what he is referring to, which sits on Lexington Common in Massachusetts. The very place that the revolution had begun on April 19th of 1775. And Edmund Munro had been there that day when the war began and was once again answering his country's call as he marched to Ticonderoga in the summer of 1776. And we know that he would continue to serve throughout that war with Massachusetts troops, fighting at Saratoga, suffering through the horrible winter at Valley Forge, and ultimately lost his life at the Battle of Monmouth in 1778. So these touching little details, I think, add a lot of depth to this letter and show that this veteran of prior service was once again coming to the aid of his country, but keeping those connections with his family. And so I hope that this letter causes us to reflect on the situation that we're all facing. Hope that we keep in touch with our relatives and that we remember those that have come before us. And so with that, I hope that you all are safe and healthy, and I hope to see many more of you here on our online collection speed dating in the coming weeks and months.